Good evening. Thank you so much for watching a special election night edition of Eyewitness News at 10.
The voters have made their voices heard, and Ron Nirenberg will be the city's next mayor, taking down incumbent Ivy Taylor. Now, on top of that, 6 city council seats were also decided tonight, and we have team coverage. But first, let's show you the latest numbers, and for that, we'll send it over to Deborah Knapp at our elections headquarters. Deborah.
Well, Phil, Councilman Ron Nirenberg is now Mayor Nirenberg. The District 8 councilman defeated Mayor Ivy Taylor decisively in today's runoff election. Now, we've just gotten 100% of the vote in, Nirenberg capturing 55% of the vote to Taylor's 45%. It is a night of celebration at Nirenberg's campaign headquarters. Eyewitness News reporter Priya Sridhar is there at his headquarters on Broadway. Priya?
Deborah, the crowd here is fired up. We're hearing cars passing by us on the streets honking, and there have been cheers of "Go Ron, go" since those polls closed at 7 p.m. As you mentioned, Ivy Taylor has conceded, and Ron Nirenberg managed to pull out the win, and he was ahead of Taylor by 9,000 votes. Just moments ago, he addressed the crowd with his wife and son. He thanked his family, the voters of San Antonio, and his campaign workers. We got a chance to catch up with him not too long ago as well. And we asked him what are some of the issues that he wants to tackle when he takes office as mayor. He said that he's looking forward to bringing transportation to the south side of the city, easing congestion on the north side of the city. He also wants to make sure that all residents of San Antonio have access to affordable housing, and he also wants to tackle crime that we've seen spike in recent years. Now, as you probably remember, in the general elections back in May, Nirenberg was behind Ivy Taylor by 5%. So we asked him how he thinks he was able to pull off this defeat. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, we felt good. We've executed our plan. We saw it playing out just like this. Despite some of the noise outside of the campaign, we were confident in the team that we put together and the plan that we've been executing, and it's worked out just as we thought.
So as you heard right there, Nirenberg said that this was all according to his plan. We expect the celebrations here to continue into the night. Reporting live from the Nirenberg headquarters, Priya Sridhar, KENS 5. Deborah, back to you.
All right, Priya, thank you. Eyewitness News reporter Charlie Cooper has been following the mayor's race from Ivy Taylor's watch party at Sunset Station. And Charlie, these certainly weren't the results she was hoping to hear tonight, but things did stay upbeat as she spoke to her supporters a short time ago.
Absolutely. Things definitely did stay upbeat all throughout the night. People were excited up until the time where early voting happened. A lot of people on edge. 5,000 vote lead from Ron Nirenberg over Ivy Taylor. That's when people kind of started getting the jitters in here, but they did remain encouraged. Now, Ivy has a long-standing presence here in San Antonio. She became the interim mayor in 2014 when Julian Castro had to vacate the position to work in Washington. And in 2015, she took the position and has been serving for 2 years. She spoke to her supporters tonight, sounded encouraged, and said that she was at peace.
Did y'all know that we got a contract for our police officers? Did y'all know that we passed a plan to help guide the growth of our city? Did y'all know that we got all the homeless veterans off the street? Did y'all know that we passed an $850 million bond? I'm so grateful for the past 3 years that I have had the privilege to serve as mayor of a city that has given so much to me.
Now, of course, Nirenberg swept the competition, or swept the election from up under her, but she did say that she was looking forward to spending more time with her family in the coming days. Reporting live at Sunset Station, Charlie Cooper, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.
All right, Charlie, thank you. Well, more than half the city council seats faced runoffs. In District 1, incumbent councilman Roberto Trevino holds on to his seat with 52% of the vote, defeating attorney Michael Montagna, who garnered 48%. In District 2, incumbent Alan Warwick has been defeated by attorney William Cruz Shaw, Shaw pulling in 56% of the vote to Warwick's 44%. Greg Brockhouse will be the new councilman in District 6. Now, District 6 was an open seat. Current Councilman Ray Lopez is term limited out. Brockhouse, who's been very involved with the police and firefighter unions during contract talks, won with 52% of the vote. Attorney Melissa Cabello Harvda taking 48%. District 8 in the city's growing northwest side has gone to attorney Manny Pelaez. 55% of the voters picked him to the 45% who went for Cynthia Brem. This is Ron Nirenberg's seat. District 9 will be represented by John Courage, an 8th grade teacher who has run several times as a Democrat for political office and has run twice for city council. Third time is the charm. He pulled 53% of the vote to businessman Marco Barros, 47%. And in District 10, Clayton Perry wins the seat. The retired U.S. Air Force officer and engineer won 53% of the vote to Ezra Johnson's 47%. Well, joining me now is former San Antonio Mayor and HUD Secretary Henry Cisneros. And Henry, thanks for joining us. A big change of the guard here. I mean, San Antonians don't kick out incumbents very often. What
Bill
happened
Thornton
here?
was the last person to lose 20 years ago to Howard Peak.
Right.
I think Ron Nirenberg ran a very sophisticated campaign. I was looking at the numbers for the number of people who voted in the council districts in the core city today, about 25,000 people. The 3 north side districts, about 41,000 people. So Nirenberg knew that he wasn't going to win with just a core campaign and surrender the north side to Ivy Taylor. First of all, he started with District 8, his own district, and won that. And then Districts 9 and 10, he was able to split with her. So even though he's perceived as more progressive, he had surrogates carry the ball for him in the central city, like Mayor Castro, who endorsed him, and Phil Hardberger, who endorsed him. And then he was able to sort of split the north side. That is an unbeatable combination. If you can split the north side and win the core city as well, you're going to be mayor. And so that's what he was able to accomplish.
Do you think SB4 played into this? Ron Nirenberg supporting the city's lawsuit against the state and Ivy Taylor sort of...
I do, and I'll tell you why. I think Ivy's a very gracious person and very spiritual. And I had people come up to me during the last weeks and say, I'm voting for her because she's a Christian woman. But I think she never, at least in the last weeks, endeared herself to the core city voters on issues like the sanctuary cities question, SB 4, which she did not vote for the city to follow the direction of the police department, the police chief, and protect that issue. And then others that comment about people who are poor, being broken people. All that stuff, you know, kind of works into people's thinking, and they never fall in love with the candidate enough to vote for them in those neighborhoods. So it probably cost her some sense of affection and support in the core city.
And this was such a negative, nasty campaign that we normally don't see.
Well, it wasn't as negative as others we've seen, and it wasn't as negative as the national campaigns.
Well, that's true.
Then this attack on liberal Ron,
right.
It had all the hallmarks of the ugliness that we see in national politics. Mayor Taylor had some people from the Trump campaign who were her consultants, and so you got the impression they were using some of those tactics. I think some of the people in the city didn't like that.
Backfired a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to be right back, and I want to thank you for joining us on this important night for you. Happy birthday.
Didn't know you knew.
A little birdie told me. Yes, and it's a big one.
It is. It's 7-0.
Happy 70th. Well, you certainly don't look it, and we're honored you're spending it with us.
Thank you.
And when